We're clan tier 1. We need to make a huge amount of money and renown. And to do so, we're going to have to hunt down bandit parties and clear bandit camps. The guys are keen and eager to do it because this is our story, and my name's Huckster. Okay, I have a mod called Bandit Difficulty, and it's got 6 levels: easy, medium, hard, very hard, I dare you, and just die, going from small to huge parties. I think the highest level parties come in at about 2,500. So I normally play, you know, I normally change it as the game progresses, and at this point I would be on very hard and I dare you, giving me party sizes of between 300 and up to about 1600, which makes the game fun at this stage. Not only fun, rewarding. I get lots of loot, I can smelt the gear, I can use the equipment to level up my troops, I level up all my characters, my party members, and unfortunately okay, so how it works is if you can have all 6 levels active at the same time, which will mean the bandit party sizes will be very different. You know, you'll get tiny little ones and you'll get massive ones. So normally I will have either 1 or 2. At this point I have very hard and I just dare you. So the bandit party sizes should be massive. And you know, basically it gives me something to do at this, you know, this mid-stage level of the game. And I'm curious as to whether the Renaissance mod has some kind of control over bandit party sizes, because the last bandit camp I did was tiny. You know, it was a very there was like, I don't know, 5 the boss and 5 additionals. So I can't play the game like this. It's the vanilla game. It's going back to the boring mid-range, nothing to do, which, yeah, I use those bandit parties to, you know, to play the game. And if I can't take any parties on, now normally they'll spawn in. If you change a bandit party size and then reload, the bandit parties are going to be from the original size, and then when they die, the new ones will spawn in. It's not an immediate thing. But I've been playing with the Renaissance mod for more than enough days for the new bandit parties to have started to spawn. And yeah, you know, I agree with everyone else that plays this game that this point of the game is just really tedious. There's literally nothing to do. I will check with... Okay, they're not at war. They're not at war. They're not at war. Okay, the Southern Empire and Northern Empire are at war. They're not at war. So obviously these guys aren't at war. So yeah, 2 kingdoms are at war at the moment, which, you know, my option is to become a mercenary for one of them. So Yeah, well, let me check the Asari, or I'll go around Kazate and I'll just have a look. But if I can't, attack massive looter parties, massive bandit parties, then yeah, no, what's the point? This is just really dreary and so what I think I'm going to have to do, I actually unloaded or deactivated the Renaissance mod to see if I could just get some of the big parties to spawn, but the game crashed, which I thought it would. I assumed it would because I've got so much of the gear from the mod that obviously without it being active, what else could the game do but crash? But yeah, I can't, this is pointless, stupid little bandit parties that aren't, just aren't worth even bothering with. I've said that the problem with this game isn't end game, it's mid game. It's now, right now. What tier am I? Clan tier 2. Two empires are at war, and there's literally nothing to do. I could go, and join them as a mercenary and hope that they stay at war. But unfortunately, okay, that's it's hard to know. Could be spawned from a very large, but I doubt it. I can't say exactly what size I expect them to be, but 68 just isn't. It's still, it's pointless. I need, at this stage now, I need 200 to 300, 400. And I thought I noticed it on my last campaign because small parties were spawning in after I downloaded the Renaissance mod, but there were some big parties, so it's hard, I can't say whether they were just existing parties. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop this. I'm going to start a new campaign straight away. I'm going to deactivate the Renaissance mod, and I'm going to activate this, what I'm currently playing at, very hard, and I dare you to see whether it's the Renaissance mod or whether it's 1.2. If it is 1.2, then I'll just come back to this and suck it up. If it's not, I'll play that campaign until I'm way further, until I'm like tier rank 5 or 6. Then I'll activate the Renaissance mod, so I can go around and buy some good gear. But yeah, it's boring. You know what? What is there to do? I want to see nice big parties. I can go in and farm. Taking out the Sea Raiders can actually be quite challenging. And, actually I wouldn't be able to. 500 Sea Raiders will just absolutely annihilate me at this moment in time. So yeah, okay, let's see if it's the Bandit mod or the Renaissance mod. I started a new campaign. Obviously, I've switched off Renaissance mod. I've switched on the 2 highest levels of my Bandit mods. So I just dare you and just die, which would normally spawn in bandit parties of, well, I just dare you is probably let's say between 500 and 1200, and just die 1200 to 2500. So I'm going to go back to the other campaign and just put on just die, the highest level, to see if that will spawn in. You know, I can do the campaign with parties this size. I just can't, you know, with 10 or 12, or it's pointless. You know, there's literally nothing to fight, and it's, you know, monumentally boring. So I'll just have a quick 182, 166. 420. I can get past them. Yep. It's a shame, you know. I'm not gonna. Got no issue with the Renaissance mod. It was great, you know. It's just what I want in the game. But I also need bandit parties to attack. So, you know, it's all well and good having fantastic armor and excellent troops, but without combat, that's redundant. And you know, I could just attack an empire, yeah, which probably what I'll do is I will start a new campaign, get to a point where, you know, I can attack the empire and just take it from there. It's just, I find it far more rewarding going around the map wiping out massive bandit parties. You know, it's just worthwhile. XP, loot, entertainment. So yeah, I'll try the other mod with the hardest level of bandits and see if that will override it. Okay, so I've basically reverted back to my third campaign. I've been travelling around the map, probably past about half a year at this stage, and the bandit parties, you know, I'll do one loop, and if I don't see any bandit parties, parties, okay, let's just call them that, that are larger, then this campaign is redundant. It's dead in the water for me personally. You know, it's this point of the game in the vanilla game is, yeah, after you've done it a few times, it's just tedious. You know, there's literally nothing to do apart from hope that empires, you know, other empires go to war with each other. And, you know, I want an alternative. I want to be able to develop my clan independently without having to rely on other kingdoms being at war. So the mod, the bandit mod, was perfect for that. It overcame the mid-game tedium really, really effectively. So without it working, there's, personally, yeah, no point in playing. It's just, look, what, why would I bother? You know, next, you know, you just don't get any XP, any renown, very little gear, and it's just, you know, going, you might as well just auto resolve every battle. I just want to quickly check. No. There we go. Kingdoms, Britannia. No. 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 They're still at war with the Western Empire, so obviously, well, Sturgia, no. You know, I don't even want to be a vassal for one of those two kingdoms. Yeah, I want to basically start an independent kingdom through attacking bandits. So we're doing something, you know, anything. Right, there's normally quite a few parties at the end of here. Shame, you know, I literally just want to do a campaign with the ability to level up my clan effectively, enjoyably, with a highish level of challenge. Yeah, you know, the whatever spawning isn't. I can only assume that these tiny little parties are actually being wiped out by the lords and just are respawning in this size now. Well, you know, yeah, I don't know. I'm certainly not blaming the Renaissance mod. Only obviously the guys that have created it will know that if there's any effect on bandit party sizes, because I don't know, I will. The only way I can do it is by starting a new campaign without it, using the bandit mod, as I have done. I would say for the best part of 2 years, at least 2 years, possibly longer. I downloaded it from I'm going to say Vortex. Well, not from the workshop anyway. I can't think of the name of it at the moment. So yeah, a little bit frustrating, I've got to say. I've started this game quite a few times, and I do actually enjoy the starting bit. Just getting to a certain stage. But this is the stage I want to get to now. I want to have all my guys married. I want to have kids on the way. I want to have companions equipped. I want to have a decent party size. This is, to me, when the game starts. Get into this bit. Yeah, I can do it quite quickly, but now is when I want to be battling massive, 800, 900 looters. These guys, well, okay, so these ones won't have been taken out. So let me just go look. So he's just attacking them now. So they are being killed, but nothing substantial spawning in. And without 47, still nothing. That's just a large normal. You can get in the vanilla game. You can get parties up to about 100, possibly even bigger. But if I see a party over 200, then I know that the mod's working. If I don't, then I know that it isn't working. These guys are great fun. Taking on 500 desert bandits with a party this size. Yeah, it's a bit of a challenge. Taking on 500 sea raiders with a party this size, you've got a good chance of losing. But yeah, this is nothing. This is just basically boring vanilla Bannerlord, you know, with nothing to do. You know, this is why the gods created mods, so we've actually can adapt the game to make it playable. Okay, I'll go up through the Empire because obviously that there's lots of activity there, so possibly some of these parties have been taken out and have a chance to respawn. But it certainly doesn't look like it, does it? You know, this is what the vanilla game feels like, wandering around with nothing to do. Okay, so my plan is to start again, and I won't activate the Renaissance mod. What's that? Is that? Oh, this is probably a Lord part. Okay, maybe so. Oh, is it this guy? Yeah, it must be. Must be my scouting skill. But yeah, pointless. You know, I was gotta say it. The base game should do something about this point in the game. You know, the developers need to do something. You know, my choices are join them or them. That's all I've got at the moment. I hope that they stay at war, but I don't actually want either of these to. Okay, yeah, let me try a new campaign.